Hey, mine fans. Just a little short video today. We're going to pop down into the War Eagle. Going to go a couple levels below the hoist room, down the decline shaft, from the 690 down to the 790 and the 890 for a bit. And we're going to look at the wrecked door car down there and a couple of mineral outcroppings and just a few basic things. Just I haven't been down there in a while, so going to go down and take a look and figure I'll bring you all along. That's you and me, not the dogs here. Meredith's like, I ain't going to no mine. Huh? No. And I think it's about high time we go down the incline shaft here in War Eagle, since I haven't been down here in a few months. So got a little group here together today, and we're gonna go down here and take a look around and see what there's to be seen. So down this wonderful manway again that I love to hate, because it's like one of those evil stair climber machines in the gym. Not so bad going down, but coming back up it pretty much bites. The railing on the side, built by the miners, kind of as an afterthought. There's a couple of missing spots there, so we just took it down to repair that. I love the way they did the work here, where they just took a water pipe, drove nails in, bent the nails, and that's your railing. Yeah, no MSHA or OSHA down here, folks. Nope, nope, nope. Got our compressed air pipe running down the side over here, and our 2 tracks in the drift proper over here, heading down our shaft proper. So some really nice timbering above, and each timber, if you can see up there, they're kind of beveled in there so they can't slip out to the bottom. One of the reasons they're probably holding up as well as they are after so long. So got the remains of the old signal wire there, which they would have used to signal the hoist operator up top when they wanted the skips to move. They would have been running 2 skips here. Just some beautiful timber work. Header board's missing up here, but we'll get around to replacing it again one of these days. Got my list of things to do, replace the header board. And we got a whole timber set missing right here, but and the rail is a little shakier for it. Back, little historical trivia note. In the rather forgettable movie, The Abandoned Mine, which was filmed on location here in this mine, you can see it on Amazon Prime, called The Abandoned Mine. If you watch the whole thing and you get through all 136 minutes, please explain the ending to me, because I didn't get it. But the hero is running down this shaft, being filmed here, and he relies on this pipe here. It's just pretty loose here, and he stumbles and almost does a header because the rail was not secure, and it was well too good to have been choreographed. That was just, negligent maintenance on the part of the people who owned this when the filming was going on, and the set producers themselves. I mean, it was not a whole Alec Baldwin shoot somebody in the face moment, but it was definitely, it could have been a movie set injury. And I chuckle every time I watch that, because it's like, yeah, I need to fix that. And as you can tell, I still haven't. By the way, if you're Alec Baldwin watching this, don't shoot me. Oh, wow. Okay, that was interesting. Right there in front of us, this timber just kind of cut loose here and shifted about 40 degrees and got hung up on that header up here. But yeah, that's not good. On the bright side, the rail's a lot stronger now, but first time that's happened on film. And I guess we'll be back in here to drive some more header boards up there and lock this sucker in a little better than it is. So, old mines, folks. Tons of fun, tons of fun. Sign your waivers, take your chances. And coming down here into the first level, and you can see we've got our 2 track sections right here. We got a bridge on each level. So the one here in front of us, the bridge is a drawbridge. It's lower down, so the cars can come down the track and go off onto that level. And the one over here is in an up position, so cars going down the track over there can go down under it and keep on going down to the 5 levels below this one. So lots of different levels in the mine here, lots of space down there. We're going to go down and see a little bit of it today. I just want to check out a couple of levels. But This beautiful engineering is, still here and in place and hasn't been too badly vandalized or damaged by time. So do got to watch it, as we have these holes in the floor with laddering down to the walkway to the next level, and our switch platform for this level, and the track that operates back into the drift. So, and I'll clear that and heading down to the next level down. So we started on the 690. The level above was the 790. Why they couldn't go an extra 10 feet, I have no idea. And we're heading on down towards the 890, and we're going to do kind of our looking around on the 890, then back up to 790 again. So, see a lot of neat things here, like an air pipe over here, and a joining section for that air pipe, and the top of a pump. The rest of the pump is nowhere to be seen. Yeah. The end of our handrail here. So handrail is not supported by anything past this timber, so everybody behind me, just switch over to the air pipe on your left and use the air pipe on your left as our railing. And down here we have an ore car. Unfortunately, this is one that was badly damaged by vandals who shoved it down the track at a time in the past, and did a lot of damage to the car and to the shaft. And then somebody else came along and stole the wheels off it later, because a lot of pieces of shit came to these mines before I bought it. Here's a nice actuator that we found that would probably be used for moving those bridge sections or ore passes. And the idea behind this ore car and another one on the drift is to try to get them back out of here, or at least brought up to the main level there so people can see them in the museum section. This one's going to be a bit of a stretch, but we've got to get her remount some wheels, get her back up, right side up on the track over there, and then back up there 200 feet to the museum section. Should be a lot of fun. So down here on the 890 level, 200 feet down the shaft behind us, got a nice stockpile of old rail here, which eventually I'll try to get some of this up top side and use it for other stuff up top. There's a lot of it here. Some of it's curved, but a lot of it's still straight. A lot of rail ties over there. Yeah, I've got some nice bolts and other odds and ends there, and some really good high grades sitting over here that we've found further back on this drift. So there's some pretty good Galena deposits back in here. Don't tell anybody. And a lot of this rail, I think, can help us move other cars either down below or up on the surface where we expand the museum. The air pipe in the way, as it always is. And this other ore car back here, which the plan is to get this ore car back on its wheels once we get some new wheels for it, and drag it back out of the mine upstairs to the museum section so people can actually see it. And of course, we also have a engine block down here. I don't know why, it's just here. Obviously it had some purpose at some time, but now it's just here. Any theories, put them in the comments below. So here's the second car down here. Also one of these 5-ton side dumps. CS card out of Colorado. Just like the one that's flipped over right back down here in the shaft. You can see it from here. And this one we're going to try to recover. I want to get some wheels and axles under it. I just noticed the dump mechanism is actually free here, but the hook's busted off down here in the bottom. So hopefully we can take this lever off the other car that's over there if it's not damaged. And this one just needs, wheels again, because somebody came along and franked the wheels off this one. That's an adjective now. And this car will be brought up to the museum, I think, fairly easy. Once we get her rolling again and lock that dump body in place. One of the wheel mounts for the axles underneath is sitting down here in the bed, and Unfortunately, it was bent and damaged by whoever ganked the wheels off this thing. But we will take this up, use it as a pattern to make a new one. And that'll actually make my job a little easier in the long run. I just got to find a way to reattach one down here, which we're working on some ideas. So this beautiful car is also, any luck, going to come on up in the near future. So this is what your donations support, folks. So if you like what we're doing, like I said, like and subscribe, and tell everybody else about the video so they like and subscribe, and consider sending donations along to Venmo or Zelle at Tecopa Mines, or joining our Patreon page at Tecopa Mines. Common thread there, pretty much everything I do is named Tecopa Mines. Makes it easier for me to remember because I'm old. So, but all your donations do go towards recovering artifacts like that, or external artifacts, or buying more wood to place back in place where it's needed, so we can take more people in here for more tours of more of the mine. And maybe we'll even auction off this engine block someday. So now I'm in the shaft here again by the flipped over car here, and looking at the same lever on this one. And of course the hook is perfect, but the rest of the lever is broken off. So like I just said, man, if it was raining soup, my bowl would be upside down. Some people just have all the luck, and I ain't one of them people. But got a better bottom on this car, so that might be an option too, of just removing the bottom from this car, putting it on the track over there, then bringing the dump bucket over and riding it up. We've got options. I'm still thinking it'd probably be easier just to refab that one over there and bring it across, but let's see if we can see it back there from where I'm at. I'm standing on a plank over the shaft here, so yeah, it's back there. I can't see it from, oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, that car there, which hopefully in the next several months we can make some progress towards moving that up into the museum section. That way everybody can see it, other than just on the few that come down here. This one's going to stay down here probably to the end of time. Darn shame that, but be a testament towards vandals and thoughtless Morlocks. Now I got to head back up. So now we're back up here on the 790 level here. And this workbench, I always remember to think of Joanne Lightheart when I remember this. So if you watch Joanne Lightheart's videos, and I recommend them, they're fantastic. About the time I was in the process of buying this place, Joanne and her friend Tony were down here. I think it was Tony. And they were exploring in this mine, and I was watching the video. And Joanne came to this particular workbench down here, and she said, oh, look, wedges. I can use these wedges in my mine. And I'm like, no, don't steal my wedges, because I'm sitting back in Louisiana watching this, weeks after she'd been in here. And Joanne, as I found out when I got down here myself, never took a single wedge off here, because this is just as she filmed it. She didn't take these. So Joanne, thank you for that. I appreciate it. You couldn't have known that the new owner was watching you. That's what we call integrity, folks. Going into a mine, be it yours, somebody else's, or one owned by the BLM, and not stealing stuff so that somebody else can come by and see the stuff too. So we leave this stuff so that other people can see it and share it and enjoy it. And Joanne is definitely one of the good ones in that regard. So proud to know Joanne Lightheart. Look up her videos, fantastic. And she does wonderful Dutch oven cooking too, by the way. So now we're gonna head down this level past Pat here onto the level and around the corner and see what there is to see. So here down on the 790, we've got another piece of rock fall in this section. Again, fell long before I got here, but proof again, these mines are not going to last forever. My current theory is that whatever earth movement knocked all that square set down upstairs in the last video probably broke this all down here too. Again, you can see some of these rocks here. I wish I could really give you the scale here, but just some mammoth tonnage here that all came down off the back up there. We got the top end of our work stope up there, and all of this looks like it's spalled off the back, which is probably about 40 feet over my head here, and came down here in this big jumble. And we're talking, Probably a couple thousand tons of rock here. So the timbers didn't stand a chance, as usual. And rest of the workspace here, still a pretty impressive, large, work stope here. Again, probably the back up there is probably 50 feet overhead easy, and there's more workings up there that are all stalled up. So people were up in there at one time working. And obviously we had a pretty good mineral body down here because they took it all. And this would be one of those large unsupported spaces where they probably had some stall or some square set back in here. But the bigger the space, the more violent they come down when you get some earth movement. And that's pretty clearly what happened here. So darn the bad luck. But fortunately, as far as I can tell, nobody was under it when it happened. And we're going to head further down. So this section over here, we can see there's a nice natural rock pillar that's still caught up at the back of all this cribbing here in these big stalls. And picking up a piece of this stuff down here weighs a lot more than a rock this size should, because that is pretty good Galena in there, lead silver. This is a workout by itself. That thing's heavy. And all this rock here coming down off of that pillar is the Galena. So I'm sure at one time, this whole area we're in was this stuff, and they've taken it all out. And here's where they stopped taking it out, and they cribbed up around the area here and left it. And after the mine closed, it's pretty obvious. You can tell people have been in here with their little amateur rock hound hammers, picking away at a lot of this stuff, trying to chip chunks of Galena out. And they've, fortunately didn't weaken it as badly as they could have. But, I mean, the miners left it there for a reason. If the miners left it behind, they knew what they were doing. You come in here as an amateur and start taking out the stuff that they left behind. That's a great way to get flattened and buried. But as is usually the case here, when people do dumb stuff, I never find their corpses with incredulous looks on their faces. There is no karma. Anyway, you can see the rock here. Got all the fragments in it from blasting back in the day. So they were putting these stalls up, they were blasting, and you're seeing rock fragments that have been blown back into the timber from the explosions of the dynamite. So, and it's only on the one side of the stalls that were facing the explosion. You won't see it on the other side, just here. So the explosion was behind me over here as they were going that way. Big open stope down there. So we're still on a 790. The mining company salvaged all the rail and stuff out of this section, left the stalls and nice big stope spaces down there where the slushers were running. So they probably had a lot more of that stuff back there down there. And good for them if they did. And off to the side of, this ore pass, we got this kind of interesting exposed vein of whatever it is. It's, again, the camera doesn't give you a scale, but that's about 10, 12 feet high. And I couldn't even begin to tell you what all is in there. It looks like some chrysocolla and, some iron oxides, but I had no clue about the pink stuff or, and I don't see it in a lot of other areas, just here. So a lot of geologic interesting stuff down here that I don't understand yet, but I'm doing my best to get a lesson on that too, and eventually I'll be able to tell you the stories about what this stuff is and why it's here. And there it was. We were only down for a couple hours. Good day. Nice and restful and peaceful, and always good to get back into the areas I don't see every day, just to do a basic inspection, looking for change of conditions and make sure everything's still safe and solid down there. And had a good day, and I hope you did too, and have a Merry Christmas. From me and the Mine Dogs.